Guess you could use that now.
You know, you could just have all of the...
Yeah. All the possible iterations.
Yeah. Is everybody ready? So I need...
She's ready.
Hi, good morning. Welcome and good morning to our East Shore Middle School students, staff, families, and most importantly, our honored guests, our veterans. Thank you for being here today. I would also like to acknowledge and thank Superintendent Dr. Cutaia, our Mayor Tony Gianastasio, and our Supervisor Sarah Brewer for joining us this morning. We are excited to gather as a school community to celebrate and honor all veterans for their patriotism and to recognize the sacrifices each of you have made to ensure our freedom today. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce and turn the program over to our superintendent, Dr. Cutaia.
Oh, it makes my heart feel good to see this room full. Thank you and good morning to all. Thank you to our mayor for joining us for such an important event. And I'm also so very grateful for the support of our Board of Education, who makes it a priority that, different than other school districts, we're actually in session on a day like this, because this is what we get to do, is to teach our children about the great heroism of our veterans. So thank you to all of you joining us on this important day. I want to especially thank our faculty and staff. Thank you for guiding the next generation and teaching them about this. To our students, thank you for taking the time to truly listen today and to learn lessons that are so incredibly invaluable. And most importantly, thank you to our distinguished veterans in the audience, whether you served in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, or Coast Guard. We offer the most profound gratitude. Your presence here today is the highest honor for our school community, and we're truly humbled by the sacrifices that you have made. You see, to me as superintendent, Veterans Day is much greater than just a day on the calendar. It's a sacred moment. It's a pause in our very, very busy schedules, dedicated entirely to recognizing the courage, the commitment, and the sacrifice of those who have worn the uniform of the United States of America. It's a time to remember that the freedoms and opportunities that we enjoy every single day were paid for by the willingness of a dedicated few to stand up and serve. So to you, every veteran in the audience, we recognize that you made a decision. You made a decision to serve, and that was a defining moment in your life. And when you took that oath, you accepted a profound responsibility to defend this nation and its ideals, no matter the cost. We honor the young men and women who stood on watch during long, quiet nights, the soldiers who pushed through exhaustion in training, the sailors who navigated treacherous seas, and the airmen who defended our skies. We recognize the burden that you carried, the separation from home, inherent danger, and the complex duties that you perform far from the comforts of civilian life. You put the needs of this nation ahead of your own. That, to me, is the definition of a hero. Furthermore, we recognize that the service did not end when you took off the uniform, that your transition back to our communities, our schools, our workplaces is a continuation to this very day of your commitment. You bring with you great qualities that are a great example to our young people today. Qualities like discipline, teamwork, resilience, and the deep understanding of having a mission. Those are the traits that continue to enrich our great nation. So we say thank you. And it's not just an easy passing phrase for us to say. It's a deeply meaningful one. It's acknowledgement that your service is the bedrock of our security. It's a promise that we'll never forget, a debt that we owe you. So thank you for your unwavering patriotism, your resilience, and your extraordinary example of selfless service. We are eternally grateful for your sacrifices and stand united in recognizing your contribution to our nation. So thank you to each and every one of you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kataya, for those opening remarks, and good morning and welcome, everyone. I would also like to thank you all for being here to help honor the men and women of our armed services. At this time, please stand for the Star-Spangled Banner being performed by our East Shore Strings Orchestra under the direction of Mr. Chris Denke. Thank you. I would now like to ask Elise Pitts to join us to present a brief history of Veterans Day.
Good morning. Veterans Day began as Armistice, or Treaty Day, on November 11th, 1919. This marked the end of the First World War. Over time, and as conflicts continued, the holiday changed into one that honored all veterans, both living and deceased. In 1938, Franklin D. Roosevelt signed the law making Veterans Day a national holiday for all. The military men and women who serve and protect the U.S. come from all walks of life. They are parents, children, grandparents, friends, neighbors, and co-workers, and are an important part of their communities. Here are some facts about the veteran population in the United States, according to the United States Census Bureau. There are 18.5 million veterans living in the United States today. 2 million of those veterans are women. 131,000 to 146,000 of those veterans live in Connecticut. 14.2 million living veterans have served during at least one war. 2.7 million veterans served in the Vietnam War, and 700,000 veterans served during the Persian Gulf War. Of the 16 million Americans who served during World War II, about 66,000 of them are still alive. It is so important that we honor the men who have protected our country in times of war and in peace. During peacetime, their sacrifices include deployments or being sent overseas, which causes them to miss out on time with family and friends. While technology has made it easier for veterans to keep in touch with loved ones, missing moments like Little League games and birthdays are moments that cannot be replaced. During times of war, these men and women put their health and safety on the line, and many times making the ultimate sacrifice, their lives. On behalf of our East Shore faculty, staff, and students, I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you for all you have done.
Veteran with a brief description of their service.
Thank you, Mr. Genova. Good morning, and welcome to all our veterans and distinguished guests here today. It is my honor to introduce all of the veterans that have joined us here on this special day. Veterans and student hosts, when I call your name, if you would please rise and come forward, we will give you a brief description of your service. And afterwards, if you would please exit through this door into the hallway so we can take your picture with your student host. Kyle Berg is a guest of Mrs. Carano. Mr. Berg, Mr. Berg served in active duty from 2008 to 2012 and the National Guard from 2016 to 2019. He was a combat engineer and cleared IEDs in Afghanistan. All right. James Broach is accompanied by Cora Broach. Mr. Broach served as a Marine in Vietnam. Ferenc Bodso is escorted by Claire Bodso. Mr. Bodso served in the Army as a combat engineer and achieved the rank of specialist. Specifically, he provided support for tanks and was trained in the use of explosives. James Connolly is accompanied by Connor Whitehead. Mr. Connolly was trained as a field medic and laboratory technician at Fort Sam Houston, Texas. He served in Chu Lai, Vietnam, October 1970 Medal with Oak Cluster, returned to the United States as a research technician at the Natick Army Research Lab in Massachusetts. Our next veteran needs no introduction. Mike DeGrego is a guest of the entire East Shore Middle School community. Mr. DeGrego served in the Air Force from 1971 to 1992. He was a Master Sergeant in Supply for 1984 and was activated for Operations Just Cause, Desert Shield, and Desert Storm. Chris Dinan is accompanied by Madeline and Riker Dinan. Mr. Dinan served as a 12th Bravo combat engineer. His duties included demolitions, IED clearing. Joseph Demina is escorted by Wes Demina. Mr. Demina was drafted into the Army in 1969, trained at Fort Dix, and then at Fort Gordon as a military police officer. Worked as a guard in the stockade and at a nuclear site in Europe. John Doherty is accompanied by Hayden Kalb. Mr. Doherty was an honor graduate out of boot camp, meritoriously promoted to private first class, served as an infantry squad leader in Vietnam in 1968, meritoriously promoted to corporal, and a recipient of the Purple Heart. Michael Farrell is escorted by Gia Scagliarini. He joined the Marine Corps in 1976 right after graduating high school, attended boot camp on Parris Island for 3 months, and then continued his training at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. He served in Okinawa, Japan, and South Korea for 1 year. While in Japan, he was promoted to corporal meritoriously. After his time in Japan, he returned to Camp Lejeune and continued training in 1979. He said that he would do it all over again if it meant saving his country. Russell Finlayson. Finlayson. Mr. Finlayson joined the U.S. Navy at 19 years old, became a corpsman, attended boot camp, and went on to be a pharmacy technician. For several years, he split time between a hospital in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and as a medic and pharmacy technician aboard the USS Providence CLG-6. Eric Francis is escorted by Jacob Francis. Mr. Francis served in the Army for 8 years and attained the rank of Sergeant E5. Ken Gregory served in the infantry of the Vietnam War. He ran an ammo dump. Matthew Hoey is a guest of Mrs. Cruciani. Mr. Hoey served in the Navy aboard the USS Constellation. All right. John Layton is being escorted by Evelise Layton. Mr. Layton enlisted in the Army in 1971, trained as a military policeman. Tours of duty, 1972 in Vietnam and 1973 and 74, Fort Devens, Massachusetts Army Security Agency. Jim Lewis is being escorted by Alexis and Gianna Catania. Mr. Lewis enlisted in the Army at age 17, did basic and advanced individual training in Fort Polk, Louisiana, stationed at Fort Carson in Colorado in Mechanized Infantry, 4th Armored Division. Trained in desert, jungle, and Arctic warfare, was a track commander, was also stationed at Fort Wainwright in Alaska, where he trained in leadership skills, firearms, and hand-to-hand training. Gary Litke Sr. is accompanied by Riley Crowell. Mr. Litke achieved the rank of Lance Corporal E3 while serving in the Marine Corps. He served in the Communications Center on Parris Island, South Carolina. John McCarthy is accompanied by Bryce Coriano. Mr. McCarthy was a lieutenant commander in the Navy. He served for 9 years aboard destroyers collecting intel on Russia in the 1970s and 80s. Sean Moore is escorted by Clayton Moore. Mr. Moore served 6 years in the Marine Corps. He was an infantryman and a radio operator. He is a veteran of the Gulf War, serving in Desert Storm and Shield. Michael O'Connor is accompanied by Michael Meglio. Mr. O'Connor served in Vietnam. He received a Commendation Medal for time served as well as a Bronze Star. James Percival is escorted by James Percival. Mr. Percival served in the Marines and was stationed in Parris Island, South Carolina, the Memphis NAS, Yuma MCAS, West Pacific Cruise 1976 where he was stationed in China, Japan, the Philippines, and Korea. John Pirazzoli is escorted by Juliana Pirazzoli. Mr. Pirazzoli served in the U.S. Army in Germany from 1967 to 70. He served in the Quartermaster Division of the 94th Military Police Battalion. William Preston is accompanied by Lucas Troncone. Mr. Preston completed basic training at Fort Dix, New Jersey, followed by advanced individual training in air defense at Fort Bliss, Texas. He served in Korea with the 38th Air Defense Unit. During his tour, he was stationed at a monitored and maintained operational readiness of radar installations. Andrew served in communications as a data and network administrator in the Marine Corps. He maintained and established critical communications networks, ensuring reliable connectivity between units and command posts. Thomas Scagliarini is escorted by Gia Scagliarini. He joined the Navy when he was 18 and went to Corpsman A School. After that, he became a psychiatric tech. He served in Illinois and Florida as a psychiatric tech. He also served at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, and Germany. Nicholas Scalisi is escorted by Zoe Quiroga. Served in the Army for 2 years active duty and 4 years in the reserves. Drafted in 1969, basic training in Fort Dix, New Jersey, ordered for deployment to Vietnam in 1970, then received a replacement order as payroll dispersing specialist at Fort Dix because he had a degree in accounting. Robert Sarnecki is accompanied by Logan Captana. Mr. Sarnecki served for 6 years in the Marine Corps as a repairman. John Tierney is accompanied by Liam Garfield. Mr. Tierney was a hydraulic repairman working on B-52s. He served in Thailand for 1 year and then worked in Plattsburgh, New York. Robert Weimer is escorted by Ike Weimer. Mr. Weimer enlisted in the Army in August of 2001. He served in Iraq from April 2003 to August 2004, earned a commission and attended basic officer leader training, had an honorable discharge in October of 2012. John Yusko is accompanied by Stella Marie Renee. Mr. Yusko served in the Navy aboard the USS Midway and the USS Miles D. Fox from 1971 to 1976. His duties included navigation, supplies, and signaling. If we can please share one more round of applause for all of our veterans. Thank you so much for your service. Thank you to the students who volunteered to spend their time to honor our veterans. At this time, I would like to introduce Mrs. Rachel Mosca and our 6th grade chorus as they sing "This Land Is Your Land."
Thank you, everyone. We hope that you enjoyed our assembly today. At this time, we will ask that our veterans join us in small groups to share their experiences in your assigned homerooms. Your student host will guide you to your classroom, but you can also check with Mrs. Swanson, me, or Mr. Story. We genuinely appreciate you taking time to share your experiences with us this morning, making these lasting memories. Thank you.